Hey you guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking with Pologeist, who, if you guys might remember, we talked for, I feel like it's been forever ago, but we talked when he first played the Kingdom Hearts 3 demo.
It was the demo at SDCC, and then, yeah, I think that was like what, back in
I don't even know.
July?
Was
I
it?
think it was July
of last year?
Yeah, July of last year.
Jeez, that's crazy. And then I didn't even realize, but you did extended OSTs.
Oh yeah, and I've been working on that too for a while. In fact,
So
I have like a whole batch that's ready to go, but
oh really?
just waiting for something.
Gotcha. Can I ask what you're waiting for?
Hey, what? Oh, usually I'm just waiting until I have like enough. Like I don't want to just throw out like 1 or 2 or 3. I usually like to throw like 9 or 10.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're one of the few that's doing like all of them. I think, which is nice because EverGlow got like screwed with all of his OSTs.
Yeah.
I think they're all gone. Just
yeah,
crazy.
I guess I can quickly go into that, but it's just more of the copyright issues that are coming up. So if your channel has a lot of copyright issues on them, like one or two things can happen. Either your channel will get demonetized, which is what happened to me, happened to him, happened to other people, or the worst case scenario, they shut down your channel entirely.
Ooh, geez, really?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
But the thing is that it's also stacked on top of having copyright strikes. So, I mean, I don't know about EverGlow, like if he had any copyright strikes on his channel, but I had none. But I just had a lot of videos that had copyright claims on them. So there's a difference between a copyright strike and a copyright claim.
Oh, yep. I think they recently just changed that too. So it's like you get a warning
all the time.
Yeah, right? It's always changing. You get like a warning now, and then you have the 3 strikes. But
I think maybe. Because I haven't gotten a single warning yet. It just happens that I'll get an email saying like, "Oh, hey, this video has a copyright claim created."
Oh, sorry. For the strikes, you'll get a warning and then 3 strikes. Anyways, like last time, we'll be talking about our favorite form change and our least favorites, and then our favorite and least favorite world, and then a couple special questions at the end. So, Pologeist, what was your favorite form change in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Well, I'm kind of debating between 2 right now because I'll give my first one being second form, the original second form. Okay. For me, that's personally because like I'm always a sucker for nostalgia. So anytime you went into second form, you know, you can use the aerial finisher, you can use hurricane period. Magnet burst, all that stuff. I was like, oh good god, I love using that in KH2. Yeah. And then on top of that, obviously it's also supposed to be like a I guess a nod to limit form, in which limit form was also a nod to KH1 Sora. So that's why it's just one of my favorites. The other second one, and I've been seeing a lot of people using this form, is the high wind Keyblade transformation, the one that you get from the Wheel of Fate. Yeah, everyone loves that. Yeah, I can see now why they love it, because of the fact that it has long range. Oh yeah, that's awesome. And the shot lock is amazing. I love it. Is that where you like shoot slashes at people with the flag? Yeah, you just like slash. That's almost cool. Omni level slash. Omni slash level. Awesome. What about the high wind do you like? Other than the range and shot lock? Well, obviously I also like that color scheme, the fact that it goes red. I don't know, kind of sucker for red now. Like, even though I've always been more of a green person, I've been slightly turning more towards red again. So I'm like, oh, okay. And not to mention that, like, I mean, we'll get to this later, but Pirates just happen to be one of my favorite worlds in this game, so using that Keyblade was kind of a bonus for me. Gotcha. Well, okay, so I mean, you guys know what my favorite form change is, Twin Yo-Yos, but what is your least favorite form change? What was the one that was just like, oh, I hate this one, or like maybe not even like you didn't hate it, but it was just like the bottom on the list of favorites? Well, you know what's funny is that I was watching your streams too, and especially the one yesterday, and you were using you're using Mirage Staff pretty often, but like me, I don't think I've ever used Mirage Staff. I didn't touch Mirage Staff in my regular playthrough because I just got through
I think I got Mirage Staff, and then I went straight to Monsters Inc. And so I used Mirage Staff there, and then I got Twin Yo-Yos, and I used that, I think, for the rest of the playthrough. So, but yeah, I didn't use Mirage Staff at all on my regular playthrough, but on level 1, it like destroys people's health bars. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah, it's so strong.
Like, it's not like it's a bad form or anything for me, but I don't know, it's kind of reminiscent of Wisdom form, and I didn't really like Wisdom form that well. So
yeah, that's a good point. Well. I guess, yeah, I didn't use a lot of Wisdom form in Kingdom Hearts 2 either. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, only to get the quick run ability, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then I guess like the only benefit, to me, the only benefit that Mirage Staff has is that you can use the shot lock to heal yourself, and that's about it.
Oh. Yeah, for that there's a couple different shot locks, right, that heal you. So you have Counter Shield, or Hero's Origin heals you. Ever After heals you. There's another one that heals you, right? Maybe Happy Gear? I can't remember. There's no, I think Happy Gear is Snakebite. Anyways, yeah, there's a couple that heal you, which is cool, because that's extremely helpful. I've kind of
on the topic of and I'll go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say on top of I forgot to mention this, that I did not even know about some of the hidden Keyblades until I saw your stream.
Oh no, really?
The test runs. Yeah, like I didn't know that you got one from playing like the classic Kingdom games. Like, oh, so that's actually like I wanted to bring that up because I haven't gotten that Keyblade yet. I also haven't gotten the Ultima one yet.
Oh really? That one's fun.
Yeah, so those two, I've seen what they both do, obviously, but I have to personally try them myself, and then maybe after I try them, I might change my mind about the High Wind or something like that. So right now, High Wind is up there. It's #1 for me, but
yeah, I really liked Ultima. I haven't used it a whole lot. It just like wrecks everything. It's insane.
Oh boy.
Speaking of shot locks, I don't like that you can't choose your own shot lock. I feel like I would have liked to kind of find different shot locks like you did in Birth by Sleep and equip your own, and then like the max shot lock would still be this special like transformation attack. But I feel like I would have liked it better to like be able to choose which shot lock I had for each key, just like as a general shot lock that you didn't have to, that wasn't tied to a Keyblade. God, I cannot get that out of my mouth.
No, I mean I guess that was one disappointment I had with the shot locks too, is that essentially almost every single Keyblade had the same, like, similar shot lock where like, oh, if you didn't max it out all the way, it would just shoot projectiles. And it's like, I mean, yeah, that's one way to get around it, but at the same time it's like, oh, you could have done more with it. You could have given each Keyblade like their own uniqueness in that fact. Yeah, there was a couple that were different. I feel like Starlights, I think Starlights did a one that was similar to Birth by Sleep one, but yeah, they were kind of just, well, yeah, and that's shot like kind of anyways. It's projectiles. Anyways, all projectiles. What's your favorite world? I think you already said it, but oh yeah, Pirates, hands down.
Really?
Like, well, for me it was more so because I've seen pretty much most of the Pirates movies. I only saw up to the 4th one.
Okay.
Never saw the 5th one. So I already, going into it, I already knew what the story was. But even though, yeah, they kind of glanced over a lot of stuff in that world, for me, it was more of the cinematic side of it that made it so damn good.
Gotcha. Did you like the ship combat?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's funny how I spent like, when I was playing the Japanese version, like, I didn't understand some of the text that was on there, so
oh
yeah, so I remember they were telling me like, oh, just blow up the ship. I'm like, okay, just blow up the ship. And I was wondering, like, I saw on like the trailers that they're using like fire cannons, that they're using all these special moves. Like, why am I not getting any of them? And that was because I missed the whole, I couldn't translate the part where I was saying like, oh, if you hit the orbs, boom, you get a special ability.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, like
have you hit those little spots?
Orbs, yeah, like it's an instant kill on them, but it also helps fill up a certain gauge. So like, I believe the green one gives you Wind Chaser, the red ones give you Raging Cannon, and then the purple ones give you the Tidal Crash.
Really? I did not know that at all. That's funny.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, still
I
learning
didn't
stuff
find
about
that
the
out
game.
until after I played the English version.
Oh man, I played the English version. I still didn't get that. What was your least favorite world?
Least favorite world? Yeah, it would probably have to be Kingdom of Corona.
Really? Why?
Yeah, like, oh, I should mention that I've never seen any of the Disney movies that they put out except for Toy Story.
Really?
So I never saw Monsters Inc. Never saw Tangled. Never saw Frozen. Never saw Big Hero 6.
Oh wow.
And yep. So even though I get the whole point of the story of Rapunzel, I didn't really get in. I wasn't really in touch with the storyline when I was in that world. So I was like, eh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it seems like a bad mother. Something about hair being magic. I'm like, okay.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I didn't get it, so I was just like, okay, I guess this is tied to the Tangled movie, not the Rapunzel movie or story.
That's awesome. Okay. Speaking of going back to what you were saying before, speaking of Japanese version, you pre-ordered or whatever, like you got to play it the second it released in Japan, right?
Yep.
So how did that work, and how'd you do that, and how was it playing early?
Okay, so this is gonna be weird to explain for some people that don't understand how to go about this, but basically I have a PS4 that I bought here in America, obviously, right? So it's a US PlayStation 4.
Okay.
So what I ended up doing is I just went to create a new user, and then instead of setting the country to North America, I changed it to Japan. And then from there, all the text went to Japanese, so I had to kind of, translate some stuff and put in the right information that I needed to put. In fact, I actually had to put the postal zip code for Tokyo, which I had to look up in order for the account to be registered in Japan. I couldn't just put my information on a Japanese account, because then it would have been like, nope, you can't do it.
Huh, that's interesting.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you just had to make a Japanese account on your PS4 and you could buy it?
Yep. Yep. So I have on my PS4, I have 3 accounts. I have the PS4 account that I use for the YouTube channel. And I have the PS4 account that I do for personal, for playing with friends and all that stuff.
Okay.
Now I have the Japanese one as well.
So how was it playing in Japanese? Was it like, did you get any of the story, or like, did you pick up on any of the cutscenes, or?
Oh yeah. What's funny is that, like, technically this is the second Kingdom Hearts game that I played that was fully in Japanese. The first one that I ever played that was fully in Japanese was which one was it? It was Rechain of Memories for the PS2.
Really?
Yeah. What? For people that don't know, when Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix was released in Japan the very first time, it actually got released as a double pack, so it had 2 games in it.
Really?
And it was released as Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Plus. So it was basically Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.
I think I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
And then it also came with Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, but that game was fully Japanese, like voice acting and text.
Wow, that's
Whereas,
cool.
obviously, oh yeah, and it was unique because like, this was back in the day, back in the PS2 days, where like if you had a save file of one game or the other game on the memory card, then it would affect the other game. So for example, if you had a cleared file for Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix on the same memory card as the one for Rechain of Memories, then in Rechain of Memories you can actually go through the game and you can get the Psyx card, the Zigbar card.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's cool. What?
Yeah, for the remaster, they changed it obviously to like, oh, if you watched Days, then you can get these cards.
Huh. Yep. That's really cool. So, did you play like not the actual, but the English version of Rechain of Memories before that, or?
Nope.
Really? Oh.
And actually, that was my first time ever playing Chain of Memories in general.
Really? That must have been confusing.
Oh, it was. Trust me, it was.
So, your experience playing Kingdom Hearts 3, you said you did pick up on what was going on a little bit?
Oh, yes. So, well, thankfully enough, it was also because the trailers, while they didn't go too deep into the story, you kind of got a feel for it just based on the trailers alone. So, yeah, obviously I knew that in in Frozen World that when like seeing is talking with Sora, I know they're talking about the Princess of Heart and all that stuff. So
Okay.
Like, okay. So I know this is where they're gonna talk about it. Now let's see where they go from there. And like I said, I watched enough anime to where I understand enough Japanese to get mad.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
So how far did you get in the Japanese version before you switched over?
Oh, I beat it.
Did you really? Wow.
Yeah. So obviously when I streamed it, I got up to Frozen. I beat the Frozen world, and then after that, that's when I started playing the. That's where I kind of stopped streaming, and then I was playing off stream, so I can kind of finish the story up by the time I started the English one up.
Okay, gotcha. So, you can pick up on the story a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about your opinion on the trailers next. But really quick, what was your like links or abilities or situation commands? Was that all like just random guessing kind of?
Yeah, like that was the fun part. It was mainly with the attraction rides, with the attraction commands, just because like, oh, I would see the blue bar pop up, so I'm like, okay, I gotta take a guess, which one is this one?
Gotcha.
But like, obviously you hear the audio cues when Donald or Goofy or like the world specific character pops up. Yeah. So when you hear them, like you're like, okay, that's gotta be their their team attack thing.
And then Keyblades are obviously like the orange color.
Yeah, Keyblades are the orange one.
Okay, gotcha. What about abilities?
So that made it easy, but as far as abilities, woo.
Did you just throw everything on?
That was interesting. No, some of them I could see just based on percentages. So like, you know how you have like fire boost, thunder boost, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
In the Japanese dialogue, in the description for those abilities, you'll usually see like a 20% in that text. So that tells you like, oh, okay, this is a boost ability. So I really don't use boost that often. So it's like, okay, I don't need to equip these, blah blah blah.
Gotcha.
The only ones that I had trouble with were like the new ones that they introduced in the game. So like they changed the which one was it? Was it once more, second chance, into withstand combo?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I don't know what that one is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was a little confused about that one at first.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, trailers. What was your opinion on? Did you think they showed too much, or do you think they set up the game well, or do you think they showed too much?
Well, I don't know if you remember in one of your streams I told you that like, what trailer was it? It was the I'm trying to remember which one it was.
Final Battle. Working together.
It was the one before it.
The Together trailer? Is that it?
I think it was whichever one where they showed that wait, no, which one? Where they showed like all the cutscenes of you see Aqua knocked out by Vanitas, and then you see like the little throne chair where
was that Big Hero 6
sitting at? Which one?
Was it the Big Hero 6 one? Where like you see Sora sitting on the thing, and he transforms into Roxas with his friends, and then
I think that's the one.
Vanitas is sitting over Ventus in the Land of Departure.
Yep. Yeah, I remember. I saw that one. I was like, okay, I don't think I need to see any more than
right.
That.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say like for me that was like, okay, that's basically the core of the story that I need to know, and that's it. I don't want to go in knowing any more.
So you didn't watch any
other? Sure enough.
Did you watch any other trailers after that? Oh, you did. Gotcha.
No, I did.
Yeah, like going forward, it was so much fun to like see these trailers and try to break them down and see what they were talking about. But I remember a couple of times while I was streaming, I would see a cutscene and like know exactly where it was going, or like know exactly what was going to develop because of like the cutscenes we had seen. So like in the moment, it was fun like watching the trailers. But if I could go back, I would definitely like not watch them, because I feel like they
kind of took away a lot of the what do you call it, the impact. Yeah.
But also, I don't know, because it's hard to say, because like being the end of the saga, like we knew that like Ventus has, well, pretty much Ventus has to wake up. You know there's gonna be a Keyblade War. So like I don't know. I'm like conflicted about it, because I'm like, it like we could have like, we wouldn't have been surprised, I don't think, by the things we saw, which is maybe why they put them in the trailer. but also like we wouldn't know if we'd be surprised about it until like unless we'd. Where was I going with
like,
that?
What's funny is that, yeah, like going back and looking at the trailers, you saw a lot of what the end game stuff was going to be, but at the same time, like, I guess no one expected the ending that we got.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's
like,
that great scene where Ericus and Master Xehanort are playing chess, and he says like, what does he say? He says something like, "Oh, it's no fun if you know where the game's going, right?" And then that's like, that's when like everything like we hadn't seen yet starts happening. And I loved that. That was so cool because it was like a little meta and like saying like, you guys wanted to see these trailers, but it kind of ruined part of the game for you. So like, I don't know. I feel like I was kind of hitting both of those.
Like, I liked how throughout the, well, it was basically the beginning and the ending of the game where they were like alluding to the whole story through a chess game. And it's kind of like, well, okay. So they go back and then they say like, oh yeah, so darkness prevails and light expires.
That part was
like,
so
oh,
cool.
You kind of think, yeah, you're like, oh well, there's the end of the game, but you really know it's not the end of the game because I don't know where it's like, oh look, it's no, they had to steal a line from Transformers saying there's more to light than meets the eye.
Oh man. Yeah, I really like the ending sequences just because it did hit that point where it was like, oh, this is the end, kind of. Like, there were a couple scenes we saw in the last trailer that like showed a little bit past the ending, that the part where darkness prevails. But other than that, like, it was just like, bam, here's everything we've seen in the trailers. Here's the next part. So I like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still conflicted about if the trailers were good or not.
Like, I don't want to say, like, overall, I would say they didn't ruin it, but they just kind of lessened the impact, because, like, once you got to that point, you kind of knew where they would go from there.
Yeah. So, extended OSTs. How did you get into like making those, and also like how do you make those? If you want to give away your trade secrets.
Well, actually, it's funny because I even uploaded a video like some years ago where I showed people how to do the OST extensions. No, back then I was using Camtasia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just did it simple. I was like, I just took a track and it's like, oh, here you go. I'm going to show you how I do this. But anyway, let's take a trip back to 2012. 2012. How old was I back then? Like 21? Was it 7 years ago? Yeah, I was almost 21. I'm gonna be 28 later this year. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Old. But there's around the time that Dream Drop Distance came out, and I saw that there were people that were on YouTube. I'd seen some people were actually like extending certain tracks, but not all of them. So I remember, do you remember the Ansem fight from Dream Drop Distance? I know you do.
I remember you're like one of the only people that has the what's it called? It's the dropping music where you drop
diving
section? Diving, so I don't know why I was drop. Yeah, you're like one of the only people that has like a extended diving song.
Oh yeah. And that's actually how it all started too, where I was looking for the track for the second phase of the Ansem fight, and I couldn't find it. I was seeing people that were extending the first phase, but not the second phase. And I was like, oh, I can't find it. Then I was like, one day I was like, you know what? I'll just do it myself. And so I just downloaded the tracks, and then I just started extending it. And then at first, the whole premise of the channel was going to be I was going to only extend the tracks that nobody else would do. And so, like, if you look back at like the very first few videos that I ever did, they were all tracks that at the time were not extended by anyone else.
Okay.
So it was just, it was just tracks that people were requesting a lot, and they were saying like, I can't find this anywhere else. Can you do it? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? If I'm doing all this, I might as well do the rest of them as well, even if they've already been done. And so then I just went all out. I remember that summer. Woo, that summer I spent most of my summer basically extending all the tracks from every single one of the games.
Really? From Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, yeah. Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way up to Dream Drop Distance.
Wow. And what Dream Drop Distance was still on the DS, right? At that point?
Oh yeah. Yeah, this was 2012.
So how did you get the music for it?
Well, they released the like this is why I'm surprised they haven't done it yet for 3. But normally like a month after they release a game, they usually release the soundtrack with it.
Oh.
So for Dream Drop Distance, like a month after it came out, they released the like the soundtrack for it.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So I got it, then basically, ripped them, downloaded them to my computer, and then from there, boom, started working on them.
And how do you?
Because like one thing, what?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like the one thing that I always try to avoid though is I try to avoid directly recording from the system, if that makes sense. So like, so you have like the sound effects of in game that I don't want in the music. So I'm always looking for like the absolute, soundtrack itself and not with sound effects in them.
Gotcha. So how have you been doing it for Kingdom Hearts 3?
So Kingdom Hearts 3, well, basically what I was just talking about. I was trying to avoid having the sound effects in them, but because the soundtracks haven't been fully released yet, I've been recording them from the system itself.
Oh, so you have sound effects in the OSTs?
No, because that's the beauty of editing. I was able to kind of mess around with the audio and cut them out.
Really?
In some of them, you can vaguely hear them. Just vaguely hear them.
Huh.
But it's only like in the beginning of them.
Gotcha. Well, I've been listening to you released one of the. It's not Rage Awakened. It's
Is it the Ansem Xehanort?
I have no idea, but it's
this one. It's
the really epic sounding one. It was in. Anyways, I listened to one of them and I didn't hear any sound effects. That's all I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
So you did a good job.
Thank you. Trust me, like those tracks, like the ones that had the sound effect in them, usually take me like up to 1 or 2 hours to get right.
Jeez. How do you edit it out? You have to do like
now.
Oh, go ahead.
Now I use Sony Vegas.
Okay.
And I basically just like blow up the audio levels, like so you can see the wavelengths, and then I just kind of cut out pieces, like the sections that have the sound effects on them. I had to like adjust the levels in order to get it right. So it's like you had to like on what is it called, the like it's so weird for me to explain it. Like if I showed you, like I'd be able to do it better, but it's like basically messing with the left and right audio.
Oh, okay. Oh, because if Goofy's attacking on your left, it'll only be on the left?
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. So you just kind of like fill in with the right.
Yep. And it's painful.
I'm sure, yeah. Oh, man.
That's why I was so sad when people were telling me like, oh yeah, some of these soundtracks are like, they're not loud enough. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I saw that in one of the comments, and I was like, it sounded fine to me. But...
yeah, I was like almost heartbroken. I was like, oh man, I was like, I have to go through that again.
Can't you just take the levels and just boost it? Or
oh yeah, like I would basically have to like re-download like the music off. Like I can just download the actual video from my channel, take the audio, rip it, and then just increase the volume from there. But it takes time.
There's one other question I wanted to ask you, but I don't remember it.
About the what do I use to do it, or?
Oh, how do you so do you just like stand there, or do you like jump up to like a high area? Like how do you stop them from attacking you?
Oh yeah, so as far as for music, like I will get as close as I can for them to spawn, but not close enough for them to see me right away.
Okay.
So there are actually some areas where you can actually get in. The music, like the battle music, will kick in, and then like I can just stay far enough away where they're not gonna come attack me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. The only thing is that sometimes, like let's say there's a little spoiler warning, because I'm currently one of the tracks that I was working on yesterday was the battle theme for Olympus.
Okay.
Yep. And one of the the one section that I was recording from is like the entrance to the Mount Olympus area. So you have that river in the background, and in the music you could just vaguely hear like the running water, and it's like,
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Could you
I might go back and redo that one again.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe you can go up higher on the mountain or something.
Yeah, like usually one thing that I try to do is like, well, again, like I should probably explain all the way through, is that I change the AI settings for all the party members so they're not like going around attacking people, because
that's good.
if they're attacking, you're gonna hear them in the background. And then usually if I can, I'll let the music start for a bit, and then after like a minute or two, and once I hear the loop again, what I'll do is I'll go down and I'll kill most of the enemies and leave one alive, usually like the weakest one that's not going to get around too much, and then just kind of sit back and then just let the music go on for a good while. And then after that, once I'm editing it, I can cut out that whole section of me attacking and find the perfect loop so that you never hear that part. Oh yeah, it's all about finding loops.
Yeah, I'm sure. Have you ever like uploaded one and then like it like has like a cut, or like it doesn't loop right? You have to like take it down and re-upload it?
Oh yeah, I've done that 3 times already.
Ugh, that's the worst.
Well, let's see. One of them was for the music that plays when you're fighting. What's the big snowman? I forgot his name. The snowman. You were just fighting him yesterday.
Yeah. Snowball? No. Ice Cube? Crap.
Yeah.
Is it Snowball? No. Marshmallow.
Yeah, there we go. I had to take that one down because then I noticed that it didn't loop properly. So I'm like, oh, gotta do this one again. Yep. And then what was the other one that I took down? I believe it was which one was it? It was one of the final boss themes I took down because you could hear, like, I was not able to take out like the quote that there we go. It was the very final final battle theme, and I was not able to fully take out the quote from Master Xehanort when he says like, "Oh, destiny has never left a chance."
Oh no, really?
Like you can vaguely hear like a very warbled. Like how like when the audio is distorted, you can barely hear it, and I'm like, no, if I can hear it, then it has to go.
Yeah. So yeah, how did you get the ending stuff? Because those guys are insane. Like they're just like going everywhere.
The funny part is that I had to redo that final fight multiple times. The reason why is because based on your PS4, sometimes it'll load the music before it'll load the cutscene. And so what I would do is I would get killed, purposely get killed, restart the fight so that the music kicks in, and then hopefully it's basically like, you're throwing a dice and hoping for snake eyes or whatever. I don't know. Like you're basically just hoping that you get a good roll and that the music loads before the cutscene, so then you get a good chunk of the intro music before the actual cutscene starts, where you see everything start up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I'm glad that my PS4 took a beating. So sometimes it it takes a while to load stuff. So if it loads the music first, I'm like, God damn, I'm good. I'm solid.
That's funny. I've never heard someone appreciate long load times.
That's the only time it comes useful.
Yeah. So your channel got demonetized. What have you had any luck like getting it remonetized? Have you been able to like reapply for monetization?
Well, like basically the message that they had given me was, oh hey, you have a lot of copyright claims on your channel, so we have to demonetize you, but you're free to reapply. I think they told me February 5th, which as soon as that day came, I reapplied again. But the only thing is that I did not make any changes at all to my channel.
I remember you saying that you were gonna take a stand and be like, no, screw you, YouTube.
I mean, that's what happened to EverGlow, because a lot of people have been mentioning to me that like, oh hey, he had all these OSTs and now they're gone.
They're all gone. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to explain to them that like, well, basically YouTube was saying no, and if he wanted to make money off his videos, he would have to take those down. Because I'm sure a lot of people have seen this, but on the title menu of Kingdom Hearts 3, if you hit triangle, it gives you
I saw that
before you stream, and it says like, oh, you're not allowed to basically,
you can't use it for commercial use, like the music.
Commercial use to listen to the music and stuff. And well, that's basically 90% of my channel.
Yeah. But they didn't make that clear, I don't think, for the other games. I could be wrong.
No.
But I feel like it's kind of not fair. Well, this is YouTube. Never mind. Never mind.
Well, here's the thing too. It's like the funny thing is that a lot of the tracks that got hit with copyright claims, yeah, they got claimed by Disney and they got claimed by Square Enix. But like recently, the last month or so, I've been getting hit by claims from companies that I never even heard of. Like, for example, yeah, like there's this company, I think it's called Xylon Entertainment, that's based out of Australia, and I'm like, okay, what's an Australian company trying to do?
That's weird.
Claiming my videos. Huh. Yeah, so those I've been fighting because I'm like, well, I have no clue who you are, but yeah, I can at least take you on. I know I can't take on Disney, that's for sure.
Yeah. So you've disputed claims before?
Oh yeah.
Really?
A lot of them I'm surprised I actually won. So for example, the one that I am very surprised that I disputed and actually won was the very first video that I released for my Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough that I've been uploading recently. And the reason why is because if you actually watch it, you'll notice that I didn't mute out the Face My Fear song. I actually let it...
Oh, you disputed that? Are you serious?
Yeah, I actually let it play in full, and then sure enough, when the video got finished uploading, I got the email about like, oh yay, this video has a copyright claim on it for having Face My Fears. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna dispute this. I disputed it, and then literally.
Wait. You know, if you dispute it and like you're found in the wrong, you get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I disputed it, and then 3 days later they released it.
Oh, are you kidding me? So was it was it like a company that was going around?
No, it was the actual company that produced that song.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
crazy. I forgot what it was called. It's like UMG something. I can't remember. But wow, I was really, really surprised. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I just won that.
That was gutsy.
And here's the thing: is that I have disputed other videos before, and a lot of them they tell me like, oh, hey, we still think this claim is valid. So I lost the dispute, but I didn't get a copyright a copyright strike. Yeah, they just said the usual message is, oh, hey, this the claimant is, or what was it, the copyright owner or whatever, they're saying that their dispute or their claim is still valid, so we're gonna put a copyright claim on this video, and all that's gonna happen is that any money made from it is gonna go to them and not you.
That's so gutsy.
Usually they'll say, yeah, and it'll usually say in bold that like, this does not mean you get a copyright strike.
Yeah, that's if I get a copyright claim, I leave it alone. I'm like, nope, I don't want to touch that. I'm just gonna let them have the money. I don't care. I'm like, no way am I getting a strike on my channel.
Oh, but you know what's funny is that, like, I'm still using like the old tried and true method of using the copyright fair use law or whatever. Like the whole copy paste thing. I still do that.
Oh, really?
Like, I want to say 85% of the time I'm successful.
Huh. I should try that. I don't usually get striked or claimed though, because I put like those. I'll put like OSTs on the background of my stuff, but.
Well, here's the difference between your videos and mine. Like mine,
I'm just talking over it. Up. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're actually talking over them. You're actually like being informative. Like what is it? The word that they use?
Transformative.
Yeah, transformative. Like yours is actually like, oh, hey, you're reviewing something, you're doing an analysis, and you just happen to have the music in it.
Yeah.
Whereas my videos is just straight up, hey, here's the music.
Here's 30 minutes of the song.
Yeah, here's the 30 minutes of the song with generic wallpaper in the background.
Oh man. That's I still can't get over that. You just like were like, screw it, I'm gonna dispute this. That's crazy.
I don't know. I was because I was just I think it was that same day that I had reapplied for the to get my channel monetized again. Like, you know what? If I don't get this monetization, I might as well just, you know, screw it and try to dispute this claim and see what happens. And then, like, I was very shocked when I woke up in the morning, looking at my emails, like, oh, hey, you, the copyright claim created on this video has been released. Congratulations.
That's
like,
crazy. Wow. Oh, man.
Yeah, so if you actually wanted to see Kingdom Hearts 3 intro that doesn't have Face My Fears muted, check out my video.
Oh, man.
I'm not making any money off of it because my channel's not monetized, but hey, there's still copyright on them.
Oh, man. Thank you guys so much for listening and hanging out. If you're enjoying these, let me know. Hoping to talk to a few other content creators and do this kind of same format. Thank you, Pologeist, for agreeing to come on and talk. If you guys want to, I'll leave a link to his description. Or, god dang it, I can't do these outros. I'll leave a link down below to his YouTube channel. What other kind of stuff? You do OSTs. I think you're doing a Proud Mode playthrough right now. What other what other stuff are you doing?
Oh, well, I am trying to get back into streaming, but the main thing is I want to get the Proud Mode playthrough done first, and then after that, I'm going to be switching pretty much to streaming pretty often.
Okay.
And then obviously once more OSTs are released, I'll take music requests if you want any music tracks extended. So it doesn't have to be Kingdom Hearts related, it can be other games as well.
And are you streaming?
My channel's not monetized, so I'm not gonna have to worry about it.
Yeah. Are you streaming to YouTube or are you streaming to Twitch?
Twitch.
Okay, I'll put your YouTube channel on Twitch down below then. So,
oh, sweet.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see the other podcasts that we've done so far, you can click the link in the top left. And I'll see you in the next video.